Johan actually want to do.
Question.
Right, well, yeah. Are we already recording, streaming, whatever it is?
Thumbs up.
Yeah.
As soon as you started saying yes at the same time.
Who wants to recap the little that happened?
I can go. Go ahead, Alex.
Our band of intrepid adventurers crossed across the fields on our way south, and we were looking for a place to harbour down for a little while and bandage our wounds and have a good night's sleep, and before we travelled on to the main town the following day. But as Felix and Baka were scouting ahead of the party, Baka had a sense something was not quite right. Felix, trusting the Goliath, went and scouted the area. The rest of the party met with Baka and they moved to follow. And they came upon a summoning pit of some description. Skulls and blood and whatnot.
Candles.
Candles, also candles. Felix, not shy away from the party and on his own, decided to engage what looked like the leader of this ritual. The rest of the party soon follow, and the orcs fell one by one.
Quite luckily, can I say, that we followed so quickly.
But not before a foul demon sprung forth from the pits of hell and basically made a tit out of us for 45 minutes. Before we were saved by our very handy NPC follower. That had
Sergeant Merrick.
Good old Sergeant Merrick had just the spell for this occasion. He'd been keeping it in his back pocket for what could have been years, waiting for this moment.
It doesn't often come up, the return darkness 5 feet at a time. No,
it doesn't. The return dark mist 5 feet at a time is a rare spell and only known to those strongest of casters. And
I've never heard of that spell.
I mean, it's that powerful, Philip, that only the most powerful casters have the opportunity.
Secret technique.
He had to burn 2 wish spells just to have the opportunity to learn it.
Less of this ass.
Enough shit talk.
Turns out it was a little creepy-looking imp type fucker. Was put to the sword fairly rapidly.
Well, I guess little from Baka's perspective, but he wasn't actually that small.
Yeah, it wasn't actually that small. The token's not a true reflection. It was spindly in nature, but hunched over, and you get the feeling if it was to stand tall, it would be taller than you, Baka.
So like a large golem, right? Kind of like that? In the way, like, really, really...
Regardless, it bled so we could kill it. It went down under a hail of blows. The party steeled itself for another demon that it saw, but it turned out Biff was just playing, or Felix was playing about with his Book of Enchantment. It did make the demon laugh, so that was a positive. And that was where we got up to. We were going to make camp somewhere nearby and rest for the evening, and then head out at first light.
Also lit.
Oh yes, before we do that, we looted fucking everything. Like,
priorities.
Got the spade out, dug a 3-foot trench through the summoning pit, just in case we could dig up some copper cabling.
Alright, boys, salvage the place.
Lead roof. Right, let me share that for you.
When our party loots, it's like that scene in Lord of War, where they dismantle the plane.
Right, you should have the handout.
Ooh.
Is that what you've been looking for, Alex?
So that's kind of split over all of them. There's no remains of the demon apart from the skull that is split in twain. And that includes the remains of the seeming sacrifices for the ritual.
Just what I was looking for, the great axe of many killings. The +3 magic great axe. What a chance that we found it in our first major encounter with the demon.
Anybody, do you want your shield back, Felix?
That will be a no.
I guess not.
No, did you need it? Didn't
well,
you need it?
Yes, but I found a replacement.
I don't need it anymore because I need to have both hands to play my fiddle.
Well, I'll hold on to this beautiful piece until I find a more suitable replacement then.
Scott,
Yes.
the blood shaman was wearing like a bone mask. Can I get that?
Sure. Yes. It's a little bit big for your head, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, unless anybody wants the blood shaman robes, I'm gonna roll them up and put them in my pack. What's left of them?
So as you do roll it off, imagine squeezing a wet towel out, except instead of water, it's blood.
Alright, I don't put that in my pack. I'll tie it to the side of my pack.
Yep.
Sure, there's a stream around here you can wash in.
Yes, there is. I mean, you're still following the rough meandering of the river. Wait, if you really wanted to.
After eluding the shaman and securing the robe and the mask, I'll turn back to the party. It's good that you all came. It was getting a little tight there for a moment.
Baka still in bear form. Chuckles.
What does that sound like?
Haha. I don't know what a bear chuckling sounds like. Yogi Bear laughing. That's what we need to Google.
I think you might be disappointed.
Yeah, probably. Sad. Well, I'm glad we...
Nope, it's exactly like Yogi Bear laughing. Oh,
God.
Well, I'm glad that at this point our interruption wasn't uncalled for.
I wanted to come back to the camp and let you all know what was happening, but I wasn't sure how much time we had, and I'm not too knowledgeable about these sorts of things. And I motioned towards the ritual circle. So I thought I would try to disrupt it and then circle my way back around to camp. But luckily you all showed up about the same time that I acted.
Is Felix injured?
Very.
I walk up to you and see if I can help you with anything. I believe I have... Wait, I have a herbalism kit. That helps, right?
No.
No,
Also,
that's to stabilize. I mean, no.
Oh, we need to get first aid kits. But I still want to see if I can, give him a triage.
Tom thinks that we should get some sort of signal to let us all know when we should engage, like. Do you have any ideas what you could do with some of that magic, Felix?
Well, I was going to send a message back to Baka, who was back at the camping zone, but it was too far away for me to do so. And I figured delaying to head back was the wrong move. I don't know if that was the right choice or not, even in hindsight, but...
Oh yeah, I understand why you did it, but just in the future, if you ever have to make such a decision, it'd be good if we had a method of communicating that. So we should come up with something.
Let out a big roar. and just say, like that.
I don't think that will work very well for my own purposes. Perhaps an illusion of some kind would be applicable.
You look like a vulture or something, yeah?
What about a shooting star?
Oh, that's a good one.
That is a good one.
Unless there just happens to be a shooting star at the same time.
Raise a good point.
In that case, I think we'll just have to deal with the consequences.
What about two shooting stars? That's going to be quite rare.
While they are talking, I take Nam to the side and look at him as well, because he got quite beaten up, and unfortunately Johan is not here right now, but I would talk to him quietly for a bit.
Baka just stands watching you deal with Nam, who's slightly injured. Baka
quite
standing there with
absent-minded.
half a pectoral muscle ripped off, like still got an axe embedded in his back somehow.
Tom also has blood leaking out of his shell, and I like how he only attended to Felix of all of us. All of us are standing there
Felix was the one
bleeding.
who took the most damage, I believe, because
I mean,
That's not true.
Nam was on 6 HP, so...
I'm on 7 HP of 45.
See? Well... Look, I'll take care of it. Like, everybody except for
It's
the
good to
XP
know. It's good to know we've established who Philip's favourites
Yeah.
are.
Look, maybe I just... Okay, I'll look after all of you. Fuck, I'm a fucking fighter, guys. Don't...
At this
Drawn to
point,
my natural charisma.
Yes.
Merrick's limped towards your group after regaining his composure. Well, you stumbled upon something very dark. Bold of them to try so close to Fort Wool.
Speaking of dark, that was a good light spell you got. Very useful. Thanks for that, Merrick. Thought you were a bit of a shitter, but you're actually quite good, quite useful.
I'm sorry, he doesn't mean it like that. He just...
I give him a big thumbs up and a smile.
I understand his point. The spell was difficult to dispel. Shouldn't have taken as long. I apologise. There was some outside influence.
Do not worry. You helped so much.
What was it, Merrick? You seem to have some knowledge of this.
Well, I have certain workable knowledge of demons and fiends.
Really? Weren't you chiding me for having dark knowledge not so very long ago?
A workable knowledge in how to destroy them.
Defense against the dark arts, Professor Snape.
This particular devil, or demon I should say, very slight difference, go by the name of a Babao. They're foot soldiers of a type. I would hazard a guess that the orcs intended to summon something larger, and with your disruption, this was all that could sneak through.
They tried to summon a demon? What is the difference between a demon and a devil?
Devils, although evil, are still beholden to the rules of the world and the gods of our world. They maintain the balance of reality, good versus evil. The demons, however, are things of abyss and pure destruction. They seek only for chaos and to destroy order.
So a demon will slay you and the devil will buy you?
Lawful and chaotic evil.
In theory, yes, the devil will be more inclined to a bargain.
Oh.
That is not to say that you should try bargain with every devil.
Oh, I imagine the repercussions. Some deals.
Well,
Is that-
perhaps we
as
will
a
not
matter of
have any
fact.
cause.
Don't bargain with any devils.
Isn't that how you learned how to play the fiddle, Felix? In an old place called Georgia, maybe?
I do hope
We don't
not.
speak of that, Baka.
Sorry.
How do you?
Sorry to interrupt. What's everyone's HP at? Who's the weakest? Because I actually forgot that I'm a
You mean
ranger.
max HP? Or
No, lowest. Who's got the lowest HP? I know.
Nam is on 6.
Nam is on 6, Back is on 7,
I'm on 42 out of 42.
and Fierce is on 9. Okay, well... well, you guys look a bit injured. Let me tend to your wounds a little bit. And over the course of a minute each, I'm going to heal up Felix and Baka. Fuck, nah, he's not here. He doesn't.
Hold on a second, Tom. Let's
Yes.
head back to camp. I don't like keeping the civilians unattended for so long.
Alright, but you gotta watch yourself there, Felix. That could get an infection. Quite easily. Gotta wash it out.
But just a short walk.
And while you're kind of doing that, Merrick is busy scrubbing the circle and piling the skulls onto the bodies, setting them alight.
By the way, you said last session the demon disintegrated, right?
Yes.
Is there anything left, like
No.
dust or like a necklace? Or
Nope.
anything?
The only remains is the skull that was split in twain.
Okay. Is it just a human skull, or can I?
Yeah, it's nothing outside of the ordinary.
What was that?
It's nothing outside of the ordinary.
All right. Well, I don't think I will have to take that then. If it
He's
does matter.
chucked it on the pyre to burn anyway.
Yeah. Okay. If it was in any way weird, I would have tried to save it. But yeah. All right. Have you guys seen? I did the math on the division for gold and silver, and I imagine we keep the gems in one place. I think we gave the gold bars to Baka before, right? So we should probably give him the the gems too.
Who's got the gems currently?
Me! Bahaha, shiny, shiny.
Yeah,
Actually,
it's
no, you don't.
I think Felix would have looked at him. He was starting looting first.
Yeah, but we gave the gold bars to Baka, right? Because they're probably heavy.
That is correct.
Okay, okay. No, I was just making a suggestion. I was not.
Yeah.
I was.
Put all
I
our
don't
all our
think
eggs
that
in a
we should keep
basket,
all
as we
of
say.
Extra wealth on a single person. We should spread it out a little bit. These gems are quite light, so I'll hang on to them. And the next thing we find, another person can carry.
Oh, that's a
Oh,
good
that
idea.
Sounds fine to me.
That makes sense.
You want to keep your dragon eggs in different caves?
Is that a metaphor?
Yeah, it's like eggs in a basket. But you know.
And
Dragons.
the pyre is now alight and burning quite freely.
We do
I
so
went
make
back to camp.
camp here. It's already a
I
fire.
would not advise that.
Yes, let's camp in the middle of the pentagram. What a great idea, Tom. Baka says dryly.
Oh, thanks. I thought so too. There's already a fire going. Wonder
Uh,
what-
The demon
wait.
dissolved, right? I can't
Yes,
eat it.
the third time.
Are the people, like the civilian corpses, also on the pyre?
Yeah.
Okay. But
As
there's
a quick point as well, the pentagram or the pentacle that is within the ritual circle, it wasn't symmetrical, and the angles, if you were to have studied them beforehand, don't seem to make sense. But it's complete,
Mhm.
but something about it doesn't add up.
So is it kind of like those, you know, the attack, damage, strength, speed, you know, the little balance things, you know what I'm talking about?
You mean like a graph?
Kind
Yeah.
of, but even those are geometrically sound.
So
It's
that's
just
why
some-
it doesn't even make sense to look at.
Yeah, but the shape is still complete.
Interesting.
And Nam is kind of pondering upon that and focused on it whilst guys begin to move away.
I would not move without Num. He's pretty weak right now. I would just stay by his side until he decides to also go.
He shoos you away.
I shoo him right back, and I'll stay with him.
Okay.
Unless you would be that.
No. He relents eventually. Realize.
I'll take like a few steps back, but I stay in the area in case there's like a scout or some shit.
Yeah, he relents and joins you.
I start reverting back to human or Goliath form, and follow Felix.
Yep. So you quickly get back to the wagon. The group are a little bit restless, waiting, and Merrick's wife kind of bundles him up into a tight hug as soon as he crests the ridge. Well, I imagine Fort Wall was within today's travel. Probably
I
best.
thought it was nighttime.
Yeah, but well, it's not nighttime. It's getting to. Well, actually, yeah, it was dusk, wasn't it? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sorry, a bit of continuity error there.
The timeline is broken. What did you do now?
I propose we travel a little further before making camp.
Why is that?
I would prefer not to be anywhere near that scene for now.
I understand. I'm sure we can make maybe an hour's worth of time still.
Many of us are injured. I think that we should take the time to heal up a little bit.
By
We
all
don't know what
means.
we're going to find further down the road.
I need to collect. Tom needs to collect some more medicine to make those poultices. Just use them on you and Barker. So I've got to spend a little time. I see some mushrooms over there. Better get those.
I use a bonus action to call back my javelin. I totally forgot about that.
It's fine, I assume. Yeah, that's fine if that's the decision you should make. Find a suitable location.
We already found one. Should be where Baka left you.
You wish to camp on the road.
No, we were off to the side of the
Yeah,
road.
we were
in
off the road.
copse of trees.
That isn't entirely how I remember it. That's fine.
I thought we found our campsite, and once we arrived at our campsite, then we saw what was going on, I got the sense of something going on.
That's probably my mistaken description, so that's fine. Yeah, we could play it out that way. Even if you were on the road, it wouldn't be hard to find a little copse.
Okay. I mean, one way or the other.
Because, just for argument's sake, the description that I had in mind was that the location of the battle was the point where you were wanting to make camp.
Oh.
Obviously, that didn't translate, so that's fine. So yeah, you find a little copse that's probably half a kilometre away from the incident. Any particular preparations?
Yeah, I go out and collect some poultices, some stuff. Well, I don't know. I collect some and then I come back and I make it.
Okay, how long do you have to spend doing so?
Well, it's an hour gathering herbs and preparing herbal poultices.
Hmm.
So, sometime gathering, sometime sitting around mashing them into stew.
It'd probably take you a little longer now with the landscape that you're in, because there isn't a lot of undergrowth vegetation. It's mostly grassland.
This is interesting. All my spells have disappeared.
Yeah, that could have possibly been to do with the attempt at changing to shaped.
Mine are still here.
Yeah, my cantrips are still here, but my other ones are gone. It's
My-
fine. I'll get them.
Mine are still there in my old character too.
That would be terrible for Johan because he made custom spells, right?
Anyway, so any other preparations before you set in for your
Terrible
Nice,
is
Chris.
an over-exaggeration.
I would just, I assume we take like a little time before we all go to sleep, like have some supper and maybe talk a little. I would just we can RP this if you want, but I would just talk to the sergeant and try to get as much information about the demon we fought, the Babao, and would write that down in a little scroll I keep with me.
Ask what you need.
Have you encountered any before?
Our corp has fought individuals like it. I believe at certain instances we have had to dispatch of a rogue Babao that has somehow found its way into the world. By and large, the infestation or invasion of demons are not wholly common. Imagine with the orcs displaying an aptitude, this will change.
Do you know about any strengths or weaknesses?
Of the Babaos or in
Yes.
demons?
Well, whatever you can tell me that would help us.
Generally, demons are resistant to non-magical weapons, bladed weapons, spears, etc.
I see.
They don't do as much damage as they would to me or you,
Mhm.
and they often have certain resistances to elemental damage.
I see.
It depends on what you're facing.
And I assume the holy light will help against them.
Generally, fiends of any nature, devil or demon, shy away from radiant or celestial damage. Anything from a religious perspective, yes.
I see. I scribbled that down. Well,
How does a god of a small town on the edge of society come by these occasions?
I wasn't always a guard of Suno. I used to hold a higher rank. I used to have a corp of men under me. My family drew me to a simpler life.
so you resigned.
I took a step down.
I see. Yeah, I imagine there's a bit of a somber mood. Naoki is certainly a little bit ponderish at the moment, especially looking at Nam. Well, thank you for your insights, Sergeant, and your help earlier.
Yes, I offered what I could. I'm still not wholly healthy. And you see he's sitting kind of awkwardly. The ordeal has probably opened his wound on his stomach again.
Should I look at that?
It's fine. I will see to it.
Just make sure it is clean. Wash it out if you have to. If you need any help, I'll be happy to assist.
Thank you. It's appreciated.
Well, I shall probably take the first watch, so you can all at least rest up a little bit. What do you say? At full HP.
Bacchus kind of, you look over at him and he's kind of 1,000-yard stare, doesn't really seem to be paying attention to what's going wrong.
What's going on?
What's going on around him,
Mhm.
and he's whispering to himself.
I whisper under my breath while casting message, and I say, "What are you talking about?"
He kind of stops talking and looks around, kind of worried, and then looks at you.
Can I make a
and do like the raised eyebrows. Look at him.
Can I make a perception check to just listen to what everybody is doing? Sort of passively, just taking in information.
Unless you're focusing on one particular person, I'd say it'd be a passive that you'd be using if you're trying to take everything.
No, I'm not trying to do anything specific. I'm just trying to feel the mood of the camp, I guess.
Yeah, what is your passive then?
15.
The family are a little bit on edge. Merrick seems oddly kind of relaxed about the situation and feels it seems like he's more in his element. He seemed to be more nervous when he was trying to escort and sit in town. This is his kind of element that he's used to. And yeah, with that kind of perception, you can quite easily notice anything else that is going on within the camp.
Do you want to know about us, Joe?
Yes.
I'm gonna roll something to the GM before I answer, and then
Sure.
you can decide by yourself if that's true or not. I'll just see if I can maybe be a little secretive. What would that be? So Naukir is on edge. He's he's talking with the sergeant, trying to find out more about the situation of the fight, and he seems concerned for any more kind of ambushes, and yeah, he feels a little bit responsible at the moment for keeping everybody alive before they can rest up, basically.
And at this point, Tom would probably be you'll have completed your illustrations with your policies.
Cool. And I join in with Felix's viol music and I nail it as we're in the chat.
And Felix, you exactly as Naukir's just described that's the feeling you get from him.
Okay.
What was I saying? There was only one extra orc party we knew was south, right?
It's not south. It's supposed to be north of Ursham. And these guys they're like northeast, but mostly east of Ursham, based on where our last location is. So
there could be more.
To me, don't seem like the guys that I was looking for, at least. So obviously there's more people, there's more orcs out here than we were expecting. But that's my feeling on it.
Okay. Seems about right.
Yep. Now, Tom is completely sound asleep. He's unfazed by the entire situation. The only kind of outlier is Baka, as he's just described, if you notice that. And now, Nam is absent-minded, kind of fiddling his fingers, lost in his own track of thought.
I'll stay up until they at least appear to be going to bed.
Yeah, well, the family, they settle down with Merrick kind of killed up on the front. We said, Naukir, you were taking first watch?
Yeah, so, some people could at least get in a short rest for rolling their hit die.
Well, yeah, everyone starts to settle down apart from Naukir, who maintains his vigil.
Oh, well, there's two competing people who want first watch here.
Yeah, I'm gonna let Nakia do that.
Yeah. Rest up, Felix. I'm still fresh.
Yeah, I'm in my own little world for a bit, just talking away to myself, and then eventually I settle down and sleep.
Who should I relieve? After the watches?
Whoever's taken.
I'll do second watch. It's fine.
Alright. I'll wake you up.
I like the dawn watch. I just assume I'm always in the dawn watch.
Turtles at dawn. I like it. It's catchy. Okay. Resting time.
Okay. Yeah, Felix, your watch goes well, nothing happens outside of the ordinary. Are you doing anything in particular whilst you're up?
No.
No?
Actually, no, I take that back. Like every time that we have camped, just so I keep reminding you, I take out the papers that I took from the town.
Yep.
We go over them, and I try to match my handwriting to his own, refining it further and further.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Give me... we'll go for a... What's Tinker's? That's Dex plus Efficiency, isn't it, Ross?
What?
Tinker's tools?
As any is your proficiency plus any attribute you say it should be.
Yeah, so if you just roll your Dex with your proficiency bonus, unless you're not proficient in calligraphy or anything, are you?
I'm proficient in the forgery kit tool.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you. So you'd get your proficiency bonus on you.
So I think you could say either charisma or dex for that. I would say.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay.
So, whatever.
Before.
Yeah, you've kind of you scrap a few pages, realizing that you've made a few clerical errors, but you eventually get like a opening statement written down. Still not complete, but
That's fine. I just want to keep refining it.
yeah. And who do you wake up for the next watch?
Baka.
I shrug myself awake. What's up? What's happening?
Nothing. It's your turn for the watch.
Oh. I grudgingly get up, plonk myself by the fire, and start watching. I guess.
Yeah.
Fascinating fire, huh?
You're watching the fire?
No, I'm sitting by the fire watching out.
Yeah,
I'll
you
get
will
up
see
and go for a wander.
anything coming that is within 1,000 yards.
So back roughly an hour or two into your watch, just cresting the halfway point of your watch, you kind of hear a rustling in the trees above you.
Rustling.
Mm-hmm.
I growl a little bit and try and get up and try and get a better view of what's going on in the trees.
Sure. As you turn and look up into the trees, you see a raven with its head cocked, just watching you.
I get a small piece of meat out of my pouch, like a dried piece of meat, or out of my ration pouch, and try and entice it towards me.
Give me that animal handling.
Nice.
Please.
Yeah, so without even putting the meat out to offer first, it hops off the tree and flits down, lands on your
3-point
palm.
landing.
It's quite a large bird. It's large even by your standards, but oddly has no weight to it as it lands on your arm.
I start petting it.
There's a corporeal feel to it. You can touch it, but say there's no kind of weight to it. And as it pushes against you,
I
there's
snap its neck.
vanishes.
Cool. I did that with surprise, so the bird wasn't expecting it.
Perfectly fine.
You
And
hear a little nanny.
the rest of the your watch goes without incident. And for that matter, it would be, I suppose, either Tom or Nam, whoever would be next. The watch goes perfectly fine.
I walk over to Tom's shell and just give him a kick.
No, I'm done. It's Nauk here. Yeah. It's,
Yeah,
oh,
Nam then.
Nam.
I walk over to
Okay.
Nam and give Nam a kick.
I don't actually know how long we're doing our watches. If we're doing like 2-hour watches each, then yeah, you wouldn't have to wake up one of
I
us.
think Nam is getting the night's rest because he got pretty beaten up.
Yeah.
You-
I just walk
you did
over.
too.
In fact, no, I do what I was originally going to do, and I just walk over and kick Tom in the shell.
Wee! Oh, it reminds me of old times.
Yeah, he likes that.
Your watch.
Anything
and I'll go
happen?
back to my...
You know what? You totally missed the opportunity to play Tom with an Australian accent. Like in Finding Nemo. Like a surfer dude turtle.
Cracky there!
Or
I can't do an
that's
Aussie
not
accent.
Australian.
I can't do Aussie accent.
That's
On the
right.
Barbie.
Oh,
Nope,
God,
still,
just stop.
still American.
Alright, now I know
Um,
why you didn't do it.
So I give Tom a kick, tell him it's his watch, and then find my way back to my bedroll and go back to bed.
I did ask you if anything happened.
I said no.
Okay.
Yeah, so the
I play the dawn music from Peer Grunt.
oddly enough, you feel like you've been woken too early.
Is it not dawn?
Dawn seems to take a while, but eventually dawn does crack.
Fucking baka. Doesn't count. Or someone can't count. Hey guys! One of you can't count? I was woken up like 30 minutes earlier. I've got a good concept of time, me. Tom does.
Before
The
Before
silence
the
is
whole-
the sound of Baka not giving a shit.
before you even converse or anything,
Oh, okay.
or wake anyone up, you would hear in the distance a rhythmic sound of horse hooves. Not just one set of horse hooves. Doesn't sound like they're galloping, but it's definitely the sound of moving horses.
The orcs ride
Whatever.
horses or nords? Everyone else is asleep, right?
At this point, yeah.
Oh, my bad.
The orcs are horses. The orcs are nords ride horses.
You know the orcs do not choose to ride horses,
Probably
but
wargs or something.
on occasion, generally most horses can't bear their weight. Only like the finest kind of war horses or
Mhm.
shire horses would be able to. However, Nords definitely use horses.
Alright, everybody, wiki, there's some horses nearby. Eyes up, eyes out, weapons ready.
I'll get up.
Yep. Get up too. Take out my javelin.
And Merrick kind of gets the kids down in the back of the wagon, covers them with a tarp.
Which way is the noise coming from?
That would be from your southwest, further down the road, as if you were ahead him.
I will head west, staying north of the road and to cover.
Okay, give me
Just
a stealth.
just a short little bit.
Yeah, that's fine. Just give me a stealth check then. While you're doing that, you guys can start to see the kind of in the dawn orange sunlight, the dust clouds faint, but they begin building up, and you can see the dust clouds of whatever is causing this commotion coming towards you.
So did we benefit from a long rest?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you all get your long rest, so you're back to full with all of your spells, etc.
So now Kier would just walk a few paces in between the wagon and where the riders are coming from. So he can maybe get an early look. Not too far, but yeah, basically in case establishing the first line of defense.
I want to peer into the dust cloud to see if I can spot anything.
Are you still with the group?
Yes.
Yeah, I'd like. Yeah.
So it's still kind of obscured by the defilade of the the rolling hills. But as Felix has got a bit of an overwatch on the road as it kills round
Get Nam's owl to look.
from his vantage point, Nam's still kind of not with you guys wholly.
Alright, okay.
And Felix, you would see 11 riders. It's easy to count them. They're riding in formation on kind of thoroughbred horses, mounted with very heavily armed individuals, human in nature, and their armor is immaculate, with kind of characterized wolf's heads worked into the pauldrons and the breastplate. At the fore of the formation, there is a female decked out like the rest of the individuals, quite obviously leading the formation. I will give you a quick image to give you an idea. And they're just riding up the road towards your camp.
All right, I will approach the road openly.
Are Nords blonde in your world?
As you kind of exit your hidey hole, your vantage point, one of the horseman's head snaps to the right, spots you, and there's a cry, and the entire formation wheels right off of the road and slows to a trot as they approach you. And the female at the lead rides with a hand up. Oh, there. Who goes there?
Morning to you.
Morning. Odd for travellers to be out in the open as such.
Oh, it has been a bit of a trip making our way here. The rest of the party is further down. We have a camp. We weren't sure who was coming up and down the road. We met with some orcs in the night.
Where was this encounter?
Well, it was only one of a few encounters that we've had with them. If you'd like, we can head back to the camp where the rest of the people are, and we can tell you our tale. I believe one of our number would like to speak with you.
She's nodding along. Chance of you came from Suno, or that direction.
Yes, exactly.
What information do you know?
Well, I know quite a bit of information, my lady, but pertaining to Suno, very little. It was raided by orcs. We left. Sergeant Merrick is with our party. We've been escorting him. He is injured, him and his family, as he wanted to report to the Duke.
Sergeant Merrick, you say?
Yes. You may know him as something else, but I believe he might be well known.
Well, that will remain to be seen. What is your name, traveller? And at this point, you've kind of fallen in step with the column and they're walking at this point. And the formation is kind of spread out and covering as much ground as they can.
I tip my hat off and sketch a over-exaggerated bow. Why, my name, my lady, is Felix Belfanduriel. A pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Pleasures are few and far between in this world currently.
Depends what company you keep.
She just laughs that off. Well, you've come across today myself, Sergeant Rishil, and my band of knights of the Order of the Wolf. We were to set out towards Suno, but seems that we've found travellers in need of help.
I believe that you'll find the next town is probably already overrun with orcs by the time you get there. It wasn't when we left, but given the density and the information that we have turned up, I can only assume that they will continue on their march.
You speak of Welton, I assume.
Yes.
The dispatch was sent to evacuate, but if they've not evacuated, that would be on Tylus. He's boneheaded, but brings good trade.
Indeed, we are escorting a little bit of his trade and are tasked with doing some business on Wilton's behalf, since they dare not take the road.
Opportunistic as well as adventurous.
We just try to help where we can.
And at this point, you'll both of you are drawn up to the camp. How do you guys greet them?
Well,
Hefting
No.
an axe.
Yeah, so when do we make perception checks to see if they're evil or not?
yeah, I chuck a javelin. As soon as I see Felix walking next to them, I would just sheath the javelin on my back.
Yeah, Felix is in animated conversation.
Yeah, and sling the shield over my shoulder and relax a little. And I just wait for them and walk back to camp with them.
Well, you're kind of, yeah, that's fine. The order of march, they kind of enfilade you, and then the knights kind of circle the camp facing outwards as Sergeant Rishil approaches the centre. Well, I've had the pleasure of meeting Felix. I'm assuming you are his companions.
I'll let out a low growl, having not put my axe away.
They're a
But
little
we are-
rough around the edges. Sergeant Merrick?
Sergeant Merrick indeed. And she laughs. And snaps a salute.
Oh shit! We've been escorting Big Good the entire time.
So, and she kind of looks at Baka, and then to Naoki, and quizzically at Tom. Kind of a sideways glance.
Name's Tom! I wave.
Sergeant Rishil. I can see now why you have survived as far as you have.
Rishal?
Rishil.
Rishal.
Don't mind him, he's very curious.
I'll spell it for you.
What the... Oh. Zetu. I don't know any countries in this world, so I was gonna make a... Is that like a common name, Scott? Is it like a rich person's name?
Would Tom know?
Not
I don't know.
particularly. It's not like a big name that you'd know. It's not like the Jardine or the
Okay.
Luxembourg.
It's
It's not a noble house.
It's not a
Definitely
John
not.
either.
It's not Natu. You know?
So, where do you mean to head to?
I look at Felix.
We mean to escort this cargo to Ursham. I'm guessing that you intend to relieve us of Sergeant Merrick.
Sergeant Merrick. Well, I can't tell Sergeant Merrick what to do, but my orders are clear. I am to make towards Suno. That will not mean that I can't escort you quickly back to Fort Wool. It is still dawn, after all.
Should be careful out there when you go to Suno. There's a lot of orcs. Very aggressive.
And devils.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
running patrols in the area. We know of at least one north of Ursham.
We took out like 3. So there should be a bit less, but you know, always should be safe. Yeah, 2,
No.
3.
I guess the troll you may count as one.
I don't think the troll would be affiliated with the invasion forces.
Oh, that old cantankerous bastard.
Did you just assume his allegiances?
I don't make any assumptions about what a troll does and doesn't do. Not that kind of person.
Well, generally, he kept himself, but if you've rid the world of the troll, then the path is now safer and cheaper. Thank you.
But who will keep the bridge? And I don't. I would say, unfortunately, one of the patrols intercepted some of your comrades, and
I imagined as such. They were sent. Speaking of which, actually, have you seen any sign of Lieutenant Edlard? She has a kind of coy grin.
What is that coy grin? Is that like? I mean, I know coy cubs, and they don't grin very much.
A coy grin's just like just one corner of her mouth is kind of curled up in a half smile.
Can I roll an insight on that? Is that like her smirking about him? Maybe.
Roll your insight.
Yeah, something bad happening to him, so she can advance. Or
She's definitely suggesting that you may have encountered or possibly seen more information about Lieutenant Edlard. She's kind of playful in the way that she says it.
So we would assume from the notes that we found that he was the one, the body in the wolf cave, right? Who addressed the letter to the captain. signing
You can
it.
assume what you want to assume.
Yes. Don't think we have met him. He might have been one of the deceased.
I doubt very much that Lieutenant Edlard would be felled by a mere troll or raiding party.
Then,
But without saying, that is also one of my objectives.
We do have a letter from him.
If you please. Michelle's hand out. She's still mounted at this point, so.
I don't think I was in control of it. I think that was Tom's letter.
She's sat there on her steed, arm out.
Tom, do you have the letter?
I thought to give it to Felix.
Look back at Felix.
I don't have it on my character sheet.
I go through the many things that I have in my pack and find a well-used, somewhat crumpled, moldy letter from the cave.
She kind of holds it out with disdain, reads through it quickly. So the Lieutenant Edlard is definitely crossed the spine. Or has returned from the spine. It's good news.
Was he the dead guy?
Describe him
Probably.
to me.
Human.
He had been dead some time before we came across his body.
How was he adorned?
Armor.
He had like a wolf's head, didn't he?
Then
Yeah,
that would not have
he
been
was-
Lieutenant Headlord.
He wore the regalia of the wolf's head. Like you.
Did you hear what I just said?
Yeah, it wouldn't be him.
I didn't actually reply. Well, I might have replied armor. I can't remember if he was wearing armor or not.
She said that as soon as Naoki mentioned the Wolf's Head regalia.
I think it was Tom who said that, but okay.
Well, whoever said it.
Yeah, we both said it at the same time.
Yeah, but most importantly, it was Tom.
Yes, sure.
Now, this letter holds some positivity at least. It seems that Spinebreak Rulak still wishes to maintain the tenable peace. So at least we aren't dealing with the entire horde.
Yeah, that's great. Let's do some walking and talking.
Of course.
Well, the numbers that we have turned up is about 200 orcs, and at least 100 of the nodes have joined them.
Okay, that's not unexpected, but I believe we will need reinforcements.
Ah,
They seem to be following the Spinebreaker's nephew, and I believe they're into something a little deeper because they refer to themselves as Forsaken. Would you know what that's about?
Forsake. In what aspect?
Something to do with their soul.
I'm afraid I would not be able to answer that. The Spinebreaker, like, he maintains a tradition and holds highly to the honours of his ancestors. They do not tarry with demons or devils, as you mentioned previously, beneath them. If what you say is true, and that his nephew makes a ploy for power, that would explain the unexpected tactics of the orcs that we've uncovered.
How many demons have you come across?
In my lifetime?
No, since this orc raid began.
Well, there was a pack of imps that was unleashed in a small village to the south of Wool. We thwarted an attempt at summoning of a greater demon, thankfully. Actual summons, not too much close to home.
I don't say anything else.
Now, which one of you mentioned the devil or demon earlier?
yeah.
Pray tell, describe it to me. What was its being?
What was it you called it, Merrick? A babu?
Close, my friend. Babo.
Noble.
Babbo.
Oh, and she inclines her head.
Creepy little fucker.
Yes, little and seemingly not too powerful, but they have their tricks.
Yeah, they know they are. They even know they're not even good because they like to hide. Can't just do a nice 1v1. Got to do it in the dark. It's despicable.
You'll find that most demons don't honor fair rules of combat.
Yeah, that's it. No honor. It's an embarrassment.
And the conversation between you all continues back and forth. She's quite open.
She's
And-
single.
Do you ask her?
Does she have a wedding ring on?
She's wearing full plate armor.
Does she wear wedding full plate armor?
With high heels, that'd be very impractical on wet ground.
Does she have the little tin cans dangling from their horse?
Well, I suppose if you count the plate armor and the bargain.
Oh, no, I don't ask her.
So she leads you with the group.
Are there any other women in the group?
All of the knights are exclusively male.
Apart from her. Gotcha.
It's a harem.
Nice.
And she brings you to the crest of a hill. As you bring yourself over the crest, you see a fort rising on the next hill over. Not large per se, but it's definitely a fortified building. But I'll drag you over to a quick bit of artwork I've got. Obviously that's night time, but ignore the river.
Ooh!
And may I introduce you to Fort Wool?
Pretty sure Fort Will's the same one they used in Highlander.
What's Highlander, Baka?
An ancient scroll of excellent storiness. There can be only one.
Reading.
So, Fort Wool is ahead of you. You'll find in residence Captain Bernard. He holds half of the garrison, whilst I take my knights, and Eddard has stowed his men away somewhere, yet to be found.
And 2 of them were on the road, dead by orc raiders. I don't know if there's more.
That could possibly be some of the scouting parties sent from Ocean Direct. But I digress. I cannot answer as I have not seen them. I will advise you to speak softly of Lieutenant Edlard in Captain Bernard's presence. He's prickly about the fellow.
In a good or bad way?
The two don't get on.
I see.
They bash heads about orders and decisions to be made. Ultimately,
Of course.
Captain Bernard is in charge, and he will be hospitable, provided you offer him the respect.
How many days' travel from Fort Wool is it to Urshan?
And as you ask that question, she kind of gestures with her hand. There's a kind of low-lying fog, but about, you'd guess, maybe 10 kilometers further towards the southwest, you do see the kind of like pinnacles of tall towers cutting through a low-lying fog. Urchin is in that direction. I'm sure you can see the beginnings.
What time is it?
It'd be probably mid-morning by this point, coming to noon.
I'll look at the rest of the party. Well, I don't know how the rest of you feel about it, but I don't really see any point to going to the fort. Why don't we make way to Urshan? Sergeant Merrick, if this is where we need to drop you off, then good luck to you.
I believe we all had a torch.
Yes, I will probably stop off at the fort. I have meant to have spoken to Captain Bernard in quite some time. Thank you for your passage.
Yeah.
If you should have further need of us, we'd probably be in one of the inns in town.
Yes, I'm sure I will make my way to Urchin in due course. My family need a safe place.
Well,
If you're ever looking to hire problem solvers, send a raven. Wait, don't send a raven.
I killed one last night.
And
I don't mean to be rude about this, Sergeant, but we're going to have to take the cart so that we can deliver the cargo.
of course, I gathered as much. And he kind of he hops off. His wife hops off, but the young girl refuses to get off.
Can I roll animal handling?
I was just gonna walk up to her.
Felix, I mean, I on the one hand, I want the charisma guy to talk her out of it, but on the other hand, that's Felix, so I'm not too sure.
I tap her on the head and say, "It's okay, little one," and give her a big smile. And it's like I've got like enlarged canines, and it's a pretty menacing smile.
Her eyes go wide, and her fidgeting to get away from her dad stops, and she just kind of stares at you as he manages to get a hold of her now and lifts her off.
well, goodbye, Merrick. I'll miss your magic, but not so much your pace. Get a work on that.
We'll speak again in a month. And I'm fully
I do
healed.
a spell.
Can do a spell? Sure.
Yeah,
You going to tell anyone that you're casting first?
No.
You might want to be careful what you
Tell me what you're doing, first of all. Don't let that influence.
I want to do that. Detect thoughts.
Okay, so verbal somatic material. Okay, so as you begin, the small verbal incantation that you need to cast, Sergeant Rishill's hand rests on her blade, on the hilt of her blade.
Wait, didn't she leave already?
No, she's kind of stood. She stood there with the knights
Yeah,
around
she's waiting
you.
to walk Merrick into the fort.
Ah,
So she kind of sits atop her steed with a hand on her blade, just watching you.
Okay.
When she does that, I'm going to use Hunter's Sense on her. I peer at her. I narrow my eyes when she puts her hand on her sword.
Right. Okay.
It's, highly unlikely, but
Naoki just walks over to Tom, visibly relaxed, like no hand on weapons or anything. It's Tom. How are you today?
And as you lock your gaze onto her, she just locks it straight back at you.
okay. But does she have any vulnerabilities, resistances, or damage immunities?
She doesn't. There's no information that's given to you.
You mean she has none, or you mean it's hidden from divination magic?
There's no information.
Well, I mean, it says if it's hidden, it tells me that she's got nothing. Not it gives me no information. So I'm asking if you're giving me a different thing.
Unless he has some.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If he's giving me, I'm just making it clear. Or if you're giving me a separate third reading that's not in the description.
No, I'm telling you that there's no information to give you because there is no damage immunity resistance or vulnerabilities.
Okay.
Christ.
Just clarifying.
Alright.
Okay, quick clarification there, Felix. It's not her father she was scared of.
Oh, well then I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
My bad.
No, that reaction was to the fact that Baka patted her on the head and then smiled with his long canines looming over her.
Well, I thought you said she wouldn't get off the cart. And then
Yeah, she wasn't getting off the cart, just being playful.
Oh, okay. I misread the situation.
You think he was being this kid or something?
You're like my primary school teachers.
Every single thing is.
No, so, I mean, you did it anyway. Surface thoughts, she's kind of got a bit of wanderlust. She's surrounded by these knightly figures and these adventurers that have protected her and her family. But there is an underlying fear of Baka.
Yeah, like
That's fair.
I give Barker a little nudge with the elbow and say, was that really necessary?
She's off the cart.
Well, good job then. Time to get paid, right?
Well, once again, I thank you for your passage and protection, and I hope to see you when I'm fully rested.
Are we getting paid for escorting?
There was no discussion of pay for escorting them.
Yeah, we were banding together out of the goodness of our heart.
I
You're,
told you in the first session that I wanted to ditch this guy.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I was
You're an
all for
honourable
it.
warrior. Should you require my services, take this. The services of me and my clan are at your disposal. And I hand them one of the bare teeth off my necklace.
Kind of holds it, nods at you, and then extends his arm in like a Arnie and
Yeah, I know it. Yep,
Yeah.
I know it. Elbow to elbow.
Yeah, exactly.
handshake.
yeah. There's a loud clap as the arms lock together.
I shake his hand, or his arm rather, and continue walking on the road, I guess.
Yep, and
I would say something too after Barker does the handshake thingy, because I also offer my hand and say, if you ever come across a shady magician that looks like he doesn't belong, try to keep that in mind until next time we meet. I would really appreciate it.
I just look at Nam as Nakia says this.
And then I do druidcraft and make a little flower and give it to the girl. Goodbye now. Don't be scared of scary men like Barker. Just
So-
run away.
she's kind of sat on Sergeant Merrick's hip as he's got his arm around her, and she's
Okay.
absently kind of playing at the hilt of his greatsword that he's got strapped on his back.
Mm-hmm.
But as you druidcraft the little flower, her eyes dart to you, and she takes the flower and says thank you,
You're welcome.
and kind of like tucks it behind Sergeant Merrick's ear.
I do a coy grin and say my goodbyes. Wish you a good recovery.
Thank you, and good fortune in your travels.
To you as well. Thank you.
And Sergeant Rishal as well, she slaps on her chest a couple of times and makes the order to move out back in her original course.
Alright. Onward to our journey.
So yeah, you guys have now got the cart with the whatchamacallit, the
Cargo.
Cargo.
cargo. Yep, that's the word.
I put none on the wagon.
Thank you. And yeah, you're making your way out.
You said it was 10 kilometers to the city wall?
Give or take, yeah. The road doesn't go straight, but
Roughly halfway there, I'm going to stop the cart.
What is it?
Little gentlemen, it has been interesting partying with the rest of you, but I believe now we must discuss what it is we wish to do in the future, as our lives are no longer in singular danger. If anybody wishes to leave at this time, I think now would be a good moment for that.
Alright, bye. No, I'm joking. Well, maybe we should talk about what we're going to do in the future before see what everyone's happy with. Maybe people want to split if we don't have a coherent mindset going forward.
Indeed, Tom. First of all, we should consider whether we want to head north of Urshan and try to find these scouting parties up there. We might be able to turn up more information. I don't know how you all feel about it, but I don't particularly care whether the orcs or the humans win this particular engagement. And I would prefer to have relations on both sides so that we may benefit no matter the outcome. I myself have business in the spine, and anything that can get me towards that area, I wish to pursue. However, if there are other endeavors that would be of use to us, then we may look at doing those first.
Yeah,
Well,
I want the orcs to have a foothold in this kingdom. Otherwise, they won't be bringing their dragons down. And I want to kill the dragons, so...
why don't you just... Why are you walking away from the dragons if all you want is fight them?
Tom, I'm Tom. What's your name again? Naoki, do you think I can take a dragon by myself? Look, I know I'm a tough bloke, but it's just not possible. Tom's got to get friends to help.
Ah, so you want to trap the dragons.
Well, I think it's much harder finding. Like, I did try. I went a bit north into the Orc and Nord territory, but they're just not happy to have a party. It's just not a done thing. And of course, they're not wanting to kill their own dragons.
I understand.
So, I got to get strong, get a bit of a training montage, get some friends, some brothers in arms, and that's pointing a pat now here on the shoulder, and then hopefully, if everything aligns right, we'll be a dragon in the way of all of our past, and then we'll fuck it up, and we'll show it what it fucking deserves. We'll fucking crush it until there's nothing left of it.
I like dragons.
I'm gonna fuck you. Does he actually say that?
Yeah.
What do you mean you like dragons? I round on you.
Beautiful creatures.
Yeah, but beautiful.
Powerful and strong.
Yeah. Yeah, but they should be dead.
No.
So you think dragons shouldn't die at all? So
Every creature has its end.
So this is like the kind of background conversation while Naoki turns at Felix and says, well, I believe it would be in all our interest to see if we can maybe find a contract, a mercenary contract in Urchin. I believe on one of the notes we found Sergeant, what was his name? Enlarge? Mr. E. Was mentioning that they would hire mercenaries. And if we manage to push back the invasion, we might even make it into the spine.
It's possible. Why do you want to become a mercenary, though? If it's money that you're worried about, I believe I have a lead on a way to increase our funding rather rapidly.
Well, as with most jobs, I believe there's opportunity to rise in the ranks. We might just start out as mercenaries, but we might be able to get a better relationship to people in high places around here, which is something you would be in favor of, I believe.
Perhaps. I'm not ruling it out. It's a good idea. But I would prefer not to constrict my movements so much.
With contracts, I see.
Well, if we're to travel together and I turn and look at Baka, then I think it's about time you told us why your loins were smoking.
You find that you've been a bit deliberately contradictory, Parker?
You have been acting rather moodily.
I take the stone out of my pouch. Out of my sporran.
And as you take it out, the previous glassy texture and sharp edges, it's no longer as it was. Although still rich and dark in like a deep black colour, it's become more of a kind of brushed opaque texture, kind of pitted, and has lost a bit of its form. It's not as clear as it was.
Can I roll an Arcana check
Sure.
to see what that change would be about? Never mind.
You know, Jack all. It's
And what
definitely
is that, Baka?
Yeah, I found it.
No, you didn't. I gave it to you. It's a Scourge Stone.
Yeah, we found it.
You said I found it. That's not true. I found it.
I
And
found
then
it.
it's nope. Just clarified that I gave it to you, and then he kept it, and I brought this up to everyone. And I said, "It's a Scourge Stone. Didn't want to be holding them." But
Might I see it?
I throw it over.
I try to catch it.
You catch it.
It's not hard. You're not under any dress, and your dexterous enough to easily catch it.
It's a running pass.
You never handled it before, did you?
No.
As you
I
catch
was
it,
completely uninterested in it because
Yeah.
I didn't know anything about it.
as you catch it, there is a bit of weight to it. It's heavier than you would think. Kind of cold to the touch, and that's about it. It just looks like a very unremarkable gem.
I'm not too sure why this thing reacted to the demon's presence. But I could make some assumptions.
didn't I say before that it was fiendish in nature? I seem to remember that from what I previously learned of it.
You did say it. I was not around you when you said that.
I'm still sure that I did tell you that, Pokey.
Okay. How valuable is this stone?
Give me.
I was asking because I don't know.
Oh, right, okay.
And me and Nam
It
both
was.
know what it is, so I guess us two would know how much it's worth.
So Nam kind of stops out with his stupor a little bit. The scourge stones are not wholly valuable in themselves to the right buyer. They're worth everything. To a normal, everyday person, nothing.
Oh, that's kind of how economics works there.
Well, Nam, who would be the right buyer?
Dabblers in dark magics.
Do we really want to sell it then?
Generally,
Why ever not? Do we have a use for it?
Well,
Makes me fight strong.
Can't you do dark magic?
I held up a hand. I'm sorry, Baka. What was that?
It makes me fight strong.
maybe we should keep it away from him. I believe you're plenty strong as it.
What? Why would you take it away if it makes them strong? That's
Yeah,
what
I thought
Scourge
that-
Stones are for, they're for power.
Well, I'm happy doing an experiment.
Look
But-
at him, he's had it for like 3 weeks now, feels like. Not sure.
Oh, well, if anything beyond the usually weird happens to Barker, I do think we should revisit this topic. Though. But I think we might want to hold on to this item if we ever find ourselves in a tough spot and need to bargain.
I put it back in my sparring.
You planning to be held up by some dark wizards now, Kia?
No, all I'm saying is we don't know how things are gonna unfold here in the next few weeks, months, years. Might be a useful thing to get out of a tight spot at some point.
Yeah, again I turn to Felix. You can't use it? You're a bit of a dark magic guy.
It does not resonate with me if I can use it. I don't know how. If Baka is getting some use out of it, then why not he use it?
Dark intentions don't make dark magic, Tom.
Why now, Kay? You ruined me, sir.
What you implying about our good friend Felix there?
I'm just saying the nature of his magic is perfectly fine. It's just
What?
how he uses it.
Are you serious? You see what he does? He like screams in people's minds. Well, I don't. What do we see when he does Dissonant Whispers? Do we just see people like clawing at their brain, like blood pouring from their eyes?
I literally like whisper. I'm like muttering, and yeah, what happens to them?
Yeah. It looks pretty dark to me now, Kia. I don't know what you're into, but
No darker than setting someone aflame with magic.
it's pretty dark too.
I don't think blood is something that's not been on any of our hands, so let's pass over judgments and move to plans.
I got no
Now
problem
Kia
with
seems
dark
to be in
people.
favor of siding with the humans in this war against the orcs.
And what
What
about
the
them?
rest of you?
I stated my position already.
I
Baka.
have no. The strongest will win.
So I
When
believe that's 3 votes that say we should not become involved unless they force us to be involved. However, we could use it to our advantage.
Tom
Yeah, no,
nods. You'd like
I've
arms?
told
Arm
you all.
dealers.
I and Tom have told you all what we're after. Tom, dragons, myself, the spine. What about the rest of you?
Baka?
I only seek to hunt those that wield power.
Oh, like dragons?
No, dragons
Like
are not.
us?
Dragons are natural beasts.
Wield power though. That sounds like a dragon to me.
Those that favor the weak and make them strong.
Oh, that sounds like
like
kobolds with dragons then.
So, Baka, you wish to lead a crusade against all personages of charity? I'm afraid I don't follow you.
Civilization?
Those creatures that meddle in the lives of mortals.
That's like everyone, Baka.
I think he's talking about the demons.
Yes.
It wasn't very clear. Now, Kia, you're a smart cookie.
Thank you, Tom.
Those that prove themselves strong deserve to be rewarded. Those that bow before the weak do not. Those weak that bow before the strong do not. I will have someone to follow in this war when someone proves himself worthy.
That's an interesting philosophy you have there.
Yes.
I don't think that it quite jives with the actions that you've taken, but who am I to judge? What about you 2 brothers?
Well, I only speak for myself, but my brother and I are looking for somebody, and we have not located them yet, so at some point we might part ways, but if they are in the same direction we are headed, or until we find a clue, I'm happy to travel and fight with you.
And Nam's just nodding along.
I won't pry into your business, but if you wish my help in finding this person, then I'll have to know their name.
I don't know their name. I know nothing about them.
Why do you want to
Nam is
find
the one.
them? Nam.
They stole something from us. Something very valuable. That cannot be replaced.
Is this a metaphor?
Maybe.
She'll be on the doll where they touched you.
Well, if you don't wish to tell us, that's fine.
What about you, Felix? What you doing in the spine? I live there.
Hey, you know what I'm doing on the spine, Tom.
Oh. Oh, my memory, you know it always is. I'm sure I'll remember in a jiffy.
Of course. Now, are we going to go look for the raiding party to the north so that we can perhaps leverage that to our advantage within Ashen itself? Or do we want to head in with what we already have?
I think heading in right now would be more suitable. We will be delivering the cargo on time. Don't run the risk of losing it while running through the woods. Maybe we can buy some horses.
I look at both me and Baka. Not sure a horse is going to work for us.
Well, we have the cart that they gave to us in Bottom. We could use that.
Speak for yourself.
Alright.
I think I'd be quite comfortable on the back of some sort of destrier.
What?
It's a big warhorse.
You're Goliath, right?
Yeah.
Well, maybe they have one of those in town. Probably very expensive. Okay. Who collected the orc ears?
Me, probably.
Right. How many do we have?
I do not remember.
I don't
What?
think you ever said that you were collecting the orc ears.
I definitely did, yeah.
Yeah, definitely did.
Tore him off the ear of the guy who's still alive.
Yeah, I got that, but I never had any confirmation of the others.
No, I remember him
Oh,
saying
we
it,
didn't. We didn't
whether-
say that we would do it for the demon summoning guys. That's true.
No, the
No, we did
latest
not do
guys, no. But the previous ones before that, it was like two, or wasn't there just two orcs? I'm pretty sure I did on
Yeah,
those
it
two.
was 2 orcs and.
And I did the Nords as well. I did everyone.
Yeah.
I remember
But
that
it's 6
conversation.
gold per orc here pair, so that would be 12 gold pieces.
And you still have the troll head.
Oh yeah.
That's right. And I can put it on the wagon
Thinking
now.
of a stone.
I was curious about that when the knights, the chick, was not concerned about your horrendous smell.
I think the reason.
I don't think she was
why they
close
have-
enough.
Yeah, I think
Also,
the
she
reason
doesn't
why
want to be
is that
racist.
Nam is constantly casting chill touch on it to cool it down, or something like that. Well, shall we head into town, see what we can find?
Do.
Very well. We'll go to Ursha.
By the way, Baka,
Yes.
you said you killed a raven last night.
Yes.
Did it do anything?
Flew onto my arm.
That's awfully careless of a raven. Was it a raven?
No. It turned to smoke.
Just like the other ones then.
Hmm.
Hey
I
Nam,
think-
what happens if I stab your owl?
He's lost in thought. Doesn't answer you.
But the owl is with him, right? I imagine.
He's kind of tracing lines with his hands and just kind of.
I shout at him.
Tom. Stop it.
Now, okay, what happens if is it the same thing?
What?
I would imagine so. Yes.
No, I'm not here.
No, then Nam answered. That's good. Alright. So some magic user like our boy here is watching us then.
Difficult to say. Ravens are generally a ill omen.
Well, it doesn't seem to have done us any harm so far. And you would think if it was the orcs that were spying on us, that they would have warned all these people that we've ran across.
Well, maybe they couldn't warn them because none of the birds ever came back.
Well, the birds weren't exactly subtle, so I think if they wanted to, they could have spied on us a little bit better. So I think they want us to know they're watching, especially if they landed on Barker. I mean, Barker's not the subtlest of characters.
Scott, when we are half a mile away from the town or thereabouts, I want to stop again.
Before that happens, I've just been trying to sort this out whilst you guys were having a discussion. The kind of hills are giving way now to the last of the hills, I suppose, and you just get into the edge of the proper farmland, you know, like the crops and things like that, and you hear some very deep voices arguing back and forth in Giant. And
Giant?
Yes.
We all understand!
Yeah, what are they saying?
So they're all just talking about food and who gets the food, how to eat the food, and what the food is, when can they eat it.
Oh, that sounds like a wholesome discussion. Tom wants to immediately join in.
Like, you hear this a long way off, they're not being quiet.
Tom excitedly runs towards them.
All of us hear this?
Yeah, anyone that can understand Giant, or if you can't understand Giant, you just hear a lot of grunts and growls.
I look at Baka, then maybe some of your kind? Any clan members around here?
Likewise, I'll head towards them.
Yeah, me too. We live now at the card, I guess.
Sure, so you're kind of approaching from the north at this point. I'm rushing to get something knocked together.
Surely there won't be any fighting.
No, I think half a mile out of the town. Our good friends.
No, this will have happened before then, it's just
Oh, I see, okay.
didn't interject. You're probably a good 2 kilometres or so.
I mean, that's so different from half a mile.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah,
It's
no,
double, at least.
Yeah, that's double. It's like a mile. Oh.
Whoa.
So much further.
yeah, okay, so, let me just get you guys onto here. Alright, so you're all grouped up. Just reset your healths, because they have not reset. Can't see.
I reset mine.
Oh, it's a good friend.
It's a big boy.
I can talk in Giant and I can talk properly. Feels good.
Man.
Not just one.
Oh, multiple friends.
So they're kind of arguing over a few like piles of grain, and they're animated in their argument. They're completely oblivious to the fact that you are where you are.
I'm going to shout, brothers! And Giant. As I jog up with a smile. Should I be an initiative or just like running up?
They both turn.
Smile.
You're no giant. You're not my brother. He's my brother.
Adopted! And then well, what? How do giants interact with other tribes of giants? Are they quite aggro with each other?
Yeah, they're not exactly. I mean, giants anyway within tribes aren't exactly the most civilized of
Yeah.
individuals, but
Okay.
generally there's certain giants more prone to grouping together. So things like cloud giants, fire giants, and
Hill giants.
stone giants, they generally stick together in groups and they have familiar relations. The other giants are a bit more singular in nature.
What were the type I was with? Don't know if we ever specified.
I don't think we did we?
Didn't know any of that information about giants. Whatever ones they can beat a dragon or scare it off anyway. And they can throw me around, yay!
Is that hanging over? So yeah, they're in like a argument with each other now about who's brother.
We're all comrades together, friends. Tell me, do you know Ben?
Ben?
Yeah, Ben the Giant. He lives in the spine.
I know Ben. Do you know a Ben?
I know
am
Ben. Question mark.
So is Tom the only one that's... What are you guys doing?
I'm just
I'm
standing.
gonna walk right
in the
up to
back.
them unless
You're
anything
I walk out
happens.
into view and just say, I am Ben.
I'm pretty sure we're already in view. Oh, what is that token? Never mind. Yeah, I just walk up next to Barker, I guess. Don't say anything.
Ben? You're Ben.
Yes.
Hi, Ben.
I'm Tom. Would you like
Yeah, don't worry.
some food? I'll offer some of my rations. I heard you arguing.
We have food.
More food. Always good.
We should eat you?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Roll initiative.
Okay. I know who I'm striking at first.
Kill Barker.
Alright,
Oh!
I'm gonna roll them together.
Nah, they're big creatures separately, man.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
You say we, Felix.
Technically, Barker did.
That's one. And like roll it again for a separate token in theory. Cool. Fuck. Where the fuck is Johan?
I don't think he's coming. I can message him now if you want me to.
Hey, don't worry about it. If we die here, that is totally Bogdan's fault.
Yes.
Yeah, I kind of hope that we do, just so we can all blame Alex. I mean, Bagger.
Maybe we can make a party with 9 golds then.
Yeah, and
Sure,
Or at
if
least-
we
or
die,
at least
if
closer
we
to
die,
it.
that's on us. That's not on you.
Okay, so let me just roll Nalki's initiative. Sorry, Nam's initiative. Hey, there we go. Order descending. Okay, so Nam is going first. Alright, what's he gonna do? What's he gonna do?
Sure, touch.
what's he gonna do when he comes for you?
Why
He's
does
not
it
back
re-
with the cart.
No.
He came.
I'm
Alright.
worried about the cart.
Yeah, that's right, we left no one with the cart.
Oh god, Johan's spell list. Jesus. Alright,
The greatest thing about it that even Johan doesn't know what spell is what.
Right, okay, well, he's just gonna cast Major Armor on himself then. Oh! Pick up the
Oh.
devil.
Oh, hello there.
You timed
yeah,
that
Han.
perfectly.
Sure.
Yeah.
Ross just picked a fight with 2 giants.
He didn't
Yes.
even read my message.
I will
Yes.
roll for initiative.
Yep, and you are first.
Am I?
Yeah.
You have already rolled.
You really just you were just about to cast a spell when suddenly your eyes lightened.
Yeah.
Let me join. I don't know what's going on.
Okay, so basically we found two giants, and Tom was having a nice conversation with them, and then Baka interrupted and told them to eat Tom.
Right,
Yep.
so red dot is the 10,
And they
yellow
were
dot
all-
is the 6.
We're all fighting Baka, not the giants. And then
That's
we're gonna
so
feed
long.
Baka's corpse to the giants.
If you hover over the giant in the initiative tracker, a big yellow box comes around it.
Yeah, it's just for your idea of who's who.
Ah.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh.
Scott, did the thing happen that I wrote to you?
No, it didn't.
Why?
Because an NPC stepped in and no one else made any other changes.
Okay.
Yeah, we made a cute blonde girl.
Okay.
But very cute. I forgot to mention that. She was very attractive.
She's trying to cuck Merrick's waifu.
Okay. Are they humanoid?
No. They're 15 foot tall.
15 foot?
Isn't
No, they're probably taller than that.
They're taller than 15 foot!
Isn't
They're,
that still a
they're
large
16
humanoid?
foot. Kill giant. Whoops.
Leaked.
This particular giant is. They're both 16 foot. Okay.
Okay. I will cast Mage Armor on myself.
That's exactly what I was going to do.
Where is it?
You might. I
Is
don't know.
This is the amount of spells I have up to date?
I don't know.
You got all your spells out at a long rest.
Yeah, everyone's had a long rest. I've reset your HP.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
so. Are you taking a movement?
Wait, who's that next to me?
That's me.
Okay.
I will fall back a little. Get a better angle.
Shut.
Giants are fucking tall, holy shit.
Yep.
Yes, they are. They're giant.
Hmm.
It's almost like. That.
Okay,
They're
so
massive.
next turn, which is the hill giant at the bottom, is going to move forward.
Hill giants are the ones on the left?
Both are hell giants.
Yeah, but I mean the ones on the left from the picture it sent.
Yeah,
Oh,
the fat ones.
Okay. Are they also
Okay.
fat? The ones we're fighting?
These ones aren't.
So yeah, they look a little bit like the giants in Attack on Titan.
Okay, so it's going to swing for you, Tom.
that's
I
a
think
hit.
that hits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Guys, let's retreat.
Okay, and second attack.
Who exactly picked a fight with them?
Oh god.
Alex.
18 and 19. Oh,
Oh. That's like half of your HP, right?
It's not half of my HP, fella. That's 80% of my HP.
48?
80.
Oh.
How are they? What size are they? Are they giant? Are they huge or large?
they are huge.
Okay.
So as I say, their stature, you would know this, Tom, from living with giants.
Mhm.
Hill giants are generally kind of rotund, kind of exactly as it is in that image. These aren't. These are emaciated.
Yeah, so I'm going over
They'll
fit.
probably starve.
Okay, that's that guy's turn. Whoever's next.
Felix.
Yeah, I was just looking something up here real quick.
I'm just going to straighten that one up so it doesn't fuck with the boxes.
On the yellow one.
They should have like a Pokemon graph for fucking D&D monsters.
What do you mean?
Like, Pokemon height stuff.
No.
What's the tallest, you reckon?
What is Pokemon?
Storm
Tarask.
giant?
Yeah, Tarask maybe.
Tarask, yeah, or a storm giant.
The Storm Giant's 26 foot. Or adult dragons. Or ancient dragons. If they
Tarask is
stand up.
50 feet tall.
Definitely Trask.
I'm gonna move forward 1 square.
Sure.
I'm gonna use. Hold on. I'm gonna use a bardic inspiration, giving it to Tom as a bonus action. And then I'm gonna dissonant whispers the yellow icon giant. So that
Okay.
is save for
What save is it again?
wisdom.
Wisdom. That's definitely a fail. Give me that damage.
Oh, minus.
Yeah, they're not the
And-
wisest.
And he runs away from me as fast as his full move speed.
Yeah. Okay. Which is 40 foot. So that's going to take him right to the edge. Backer, you'd get your attack, don't you?
Oh, baby.
Grapple.
I swing with my great axe.
That hits.
Still doesn't do the animate the thing properly.
Why is yours broken?
I think it's because I'm a custom class.
Maybe.
Grapple him, so you can. It will be like
I don't think you can even grapple things 2 sizes
it will be
larger
like
than
a
me.
child grappling the leg of a.
You need the sentinel feat to stop people from moving, I think. Right?
Sending if you also could do that with a weapon attack by grapple.
Ah, okay. Okay.
You're
10
not
damage.
raging, right?
I don't rage.
10 damage.
He's no
Oh,
longer a
whatever.
barbarian.
You're not transformed.
He would
Okay.
never rage, okay?
That's why some of my actions of in the past have differed from where I am now. What I'm saying now. I am a different person after all.
For many reasons.
Yeah,
And
really
Ganon has
boring now.
changed. I've been acquired by a company
Right.
called...
Is that it, Felix? No more movement?
That's correct.
Okay, so this one is now running away. It can't willingly move towards you, can it?
No, once it runs away, that's it.
Okay.
God fucking damn it.
Yeah.
Somebody
See-
taught it.
Don't do that.
uses its entire movement.
Oh, it's standing on a tree trunk there.
Well, it's a fucking giant. It pushes the tree out of the way.
I tried to
And
hide.
is going to make 2 attacks at Nam.
Wait.
That's
I
a
will
miss.
roll my 2 d20s first.
It's like,
Oh yeah, before the
Good
second
idea.
attack.
Good
Roll bad,
idea.
Roll bad, Johan. Roll bad.
Slash R2d20. Come on. It's... Nah.
They have
Well-
+8 to hit, so
Yeah. Well, he gets his 2 attacks.
yeah, so first one, that'll miss, won't it?
Probably
Yeah.
because the tree was still falling.
And second 17
Well, it hits.
for 21 damage.
I feel cold.
The cold embrace of death.
So Nam just got hit hard.
It's fine, I can disengage for days.
Okay, Bakker.
I use my action to transform and go "Rawr," and engage in melee.
Now in unison.
Alright, yeah. Attacks.
he can't
I don't
attack. He's
attack.
used his action.
It's an
Oh,
action to
That
transform.
takes your action to transform. Oh, I thought it was
It
bonus.
does.
Okay, any bonuses?
No.
It at it.
No? Okay.
I'm sure as an action you can transform. I think it upgrades to a bonus action at level 11.
Roger Dodger. Tom.
Yeah, I am going to strike at it. Looking very angrily at Baka. Oh, sorry. Firstly, it's Slayer's Prey on, obviously. Can I say that retroactively?
Sure.
And I'm going to use my 30 probably is enough to hit it, so I'm going to use Bardic Inspiration.
D8.
So I
That
get
hits.
21, yeah. And then I get the extra d6 from Slayers. And I also, on a weapon hit, I'm doing a menacing attack. So it needs to roll a wisdom saving throw. It takes...
I'm sorry, I forgot. Don't larger creatures, aren't they easier to hit?
That's
Sometimes.
for in their armor class.
Yeah. The AC doesn't change, you just get 1 AC.
Yeah.
I thought we got a bonus against them.
No, that's like 2nd edition stuff.
Oh, why do I just roll initiative?
Well, you rolled a d20 and you got a 7, so I think we can count that. It's a save roll,
that's fine.
-1. So it's frightened of me!
So it was a 10. So I just think we redo that back where it was. God, that's really fucked. No. Yeah, maybe. No, fuck, did the wrong one. 1 minute.
And then so I can add my d8 to my damage as well. So a total of, oh my god. Ooh. The Bardic Inspiration doesn't do my damage, so it's just 16,
Right, so
21
what's the-
damage.
What's the menacing strike do?
It's frightened of me.
So it needs to run away.
No.
No.
What frightened does is it makes it have disadvantage in all ability checks and attack rolls until the start of my next turn.
Okay.
Until the end of my next turn.
Right, how much damage was that total?
21.
21. Oh, come on. Shot.
And then attack again.
Go ahead.
15. Is that a hit?
Hello?
Hello? Now we can hear you.
Hello.
Yeah, I said that hit.
Okay, and then my Slayer's Prey for a 15 damage. So total of 36 damage. I'm not quite hitting as hard as him. Wait, he did 37 to me, right? So
Yeah. Okay, Knock it. Your turn.
one fucking
Alright.
shy.
Naoki shouts, "Nam, get behind me!" and walks up 30 feet. So that should be... here. And chucks 2 javelins, or the same javelin 2 times at the giant.
Yeah.
So I use my bonus action to summon it into my hand again after I throw it the first time. 20.
That hits.
So 6 damage. And then the
Shut
resummon.
Oh.
13
That hits.
Aww.
for 8 damage.
Hey, look at my lack of metagaming though. Feels
So
good.
14.
Yeah.
Get inspiration for that.
And then I just
You-
posture and shout profanities in giant.
You don't get inspiration for playing the game.
Go get inspiration at all. That's gotta be.
It's one of those memes like play an idiot or play a retard, get inspiration for being retarded.
Anywho, no.
I want to slam on his large toe. I'll take my 12.
Okay.
So I hit with a +3.
Yeah.
What about? Oh wait, you can run away with.
Mobile. Why do you take mobile on every class you want?
Because you have gloves to
He's
reach.
a wizard, he's mobile! He's a fire, he's
What's your
mobile!
damage? What's your damage?
It's 1d8, but
Roll it.
I don't know why I didn't.
Wow.
Whoops. Oh, let me. I run here, and because I'm a scaredy boy, I will also use my bonus action to... Which one is it? Why did I... This one. To skip time. Or misty step, as the children say.
Sure.
And go there.
Okay.
I shout profanities and... What would he most understand?
Common.
Probably... Dwarven?
Giant.
You're just.
I don't speak Giant.
That makes one of us.
That's fine. Right. Giant's turn. It's now frightened of you, Tom. It's too stupid not to try and attack you.
Yep. Miss.
Oh, jeez, you're all.
Miss.
Felix.
Maybe postpone him till after the giant or something.
Well, the problem is the giant is next, right? That's the problem. Oh, yellow giant's probably gonna attack Naoki, right?
I mean, he might run back to Baka. Or he might recklessly charge me. Past everything.
Alright, Felix moved.
Dissonant whispers.
Dissonant whispers on the red one, I assume.
Yeah. No.
Wisdom saving throw.
What's the AC?
It'll be 50.
That's fine.
Nice. Run away, motherfucker.
1, 2.
Oh fuck! I totally forgot about my counter attacks. I'm a fucking idiot.
So would you get your... Yeah, so both of you get reaction.
12.
Misses.
So it's exactly 13.
Should I save my fucking
What is mine?
bardic
Mine will
inspiration?
be 18.
That hits.
Predatory strike. Oh, that's your.
Oh, I rolled the wrong one. It's the same. It's the same.
Yeah,
roll
it's
anyway.
fine. That hits with whatever it was. I'm assuming.
10, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, proficiency modifier is enough to get it up, so yeah.
Mhm.
Give me your damage.
Bum, 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 bum. My damage is. I think my damage goes up.
Then you get half your blood rage, your d12 plus 4 plus 2, isn't it?
For 16 damage.
Okay.
Does it look wounded at all?
It's definitely wounded. Yeah, it wasn't healthy to begin with. You know, you could see its ribs poking through, and its arms are thinner than you'd expect. But with all the damage that's been done to it, it's heaving and breathing heavily.
Huffing and puffing.
Is that all for you, Felix?
He moved his
Yeah. Yeah. So this giant turn, move there, and in turn it's going to pull the tree from its roots and lob the tree as a hyphenated rock at Nam.
Okay.
Suck it, Nam.
Oh.
Way better, guys.
Yeah. I gotta say the turn order is really bad for this because making him frightened. Like, what we could have done is make the yellow guy waste his move because he couldn't move. Well, he just throws rocks. Never mind.
That is gonna knock Nam down.
Yes.
We need to focus fire, guys.
So you see a giant tree just launched through the air at Nam and just completely cleans him out. And that is that one's turn. Baka.
My turn. I go down on all fours and
Turn around, present yourself.
charge towards the giant, and I'm gonna leap up and try and smack him with my axe.
I mean, if I enter the strong that Baka wants to fuck about, I bet something that does 3d8. Holy shit.
Oh,
Wunderbar.
that misses. That one hits.
Man, if Baka kills Nam.
I'm gonna use my Goliath's Fury. And
The extra damage shot.
yeah, and as a bonus action as I'm running, can I use my bonus action as I'm charging towards him?
What you wanted to do?
Invoke my Crimson Right.
Yep, go nuts.
So as I swing back with my blade, it's like overhand swing. The backside of my axe.
What else would it be?
Yeah, the backside of my axe scrapes along my back, and as it does, the blade is engulfed in frost, like from my blood as it like works its way up the axe. It engulfs the axe in frost crystals, and I'm gonna smack him. For 25 points of damage.
How are you killing him?
As I'm leaping through the air, the axe just comes down and right into the top of his skull.
Yeah, it's a low. And axe still embedded in its forehead, it just falls forward.
I do lose 5 max HP until our next short rest.
Sure.
Damn.
Okay, Tom.
Oh, perfect. Gonna jog up, he's gonna bonus action Slayer's Prey onto this guy.
Shot.
Strike forward with his trident. 15. Hit. I'm gonna use Menace on attacks to get me a wisdom saving throw. A total of... Great, he's afraid again. Total of 21 damage again. And then I'll strike again.
Oh, where did it go?
For 13. So
How much is that total?
34 damage total. Why did it teleport up? Whoa.
It's run away from me.
No,
Oh,
it doesn't.
shit, sorry.
That's in the
sorry,
whispers.
Sorry. Mixing spells up. Okay.
I fucking quick 1-2s with my old trident.
And
Pick on someone your own size. Well, wait, I say that in giant, so no accent.
Naukir just
Save Nam.
was. What?
I say save Nam.
Yeah, I run over to Nam.
and it gets an opportunity attack on you.
Oh, it has reach, right?
Yeah.
That's a hit.
14 damage.
Is Nam under the rock, or is he?
It's a tree.
It's a tree.
Oh yeah.
It was just flavour that he pulled the tree out.
Yeah. I like that. Actually, I don't like him. Give my brother back. All right.
Come on, man.
Well, I moved too much. I can't use a medicine check, right? Unless
Yeah,
I
it takes
use
an
bonus
action.
Yeah, okay.
Nam, give me a death save.
Are they whispered?
You
Can
can.
I set them?
There's none on this sheet, is there?
I'm sure there is for death saving throw.
You can
Yeah,
just
there
roll
Oh
a
yeah.
GM roll a d20.
Yeah, you can do that.
It's GR, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, Giant's turn. Now seeing Tom in front.
That giant's dead.
What?
That's your dead giant you've got there.
Yeah. The yellow one is the one with the
Yeah,
six.
yellow's on 6.
Oh, yeah, so it is. Good shout. Take him from the order. That confused me. Felix, your turn.
Okay. Dissonant whispers.
I gathered.
I feel like the magic missile bot right now.
Fucking.
What is your minimum damage?
Well, I'm gonna go.
46 of 4. Or, yeah.
Plus your modifier?
No, just,
No, it's
just
No?
flat.
Okay, roll damage then. Yeah, how does the whisper kill it?
I imagine it like rears back with a great bellow, like clutching its head as it tears the skin off of its face to get this terrible pain out of its own skull. And it's like eyes bleed, and mouth blood is coming out of his ears and his mouth before he finally bludgeons himself to death to make it all end.
Damn.
And
Wow.
I'd add a little bit in that as well, with the whole psychological trauma and where these hill giants were and what kind of state they were in. Begins gnawing its own arm, and in doing so begins choking on its own flesh.
And then he lobs it at me.
Okay.
Barker, you're a fucking idiot!
I tried to stabilize now.
Give me that roll.
Yeah, we could fail. No, you have a herbalism kit. Why are you in? Oh, it's not no
No,
medicine
it's
kit.
not a medicine kit.
Yeah. Never mind.
Yes, I'm keeping the turn order up. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, so you've stabilised now.
I'm gonna go over and use a poultice on Nam to get him up. In 1 minute time. Takes a minute though, so if anyone's doing something in a minute,
Yep, I'll wait.
good roll. I help you patch up your brother. He'll be okay now, Kier.
I just hold him. Like,
It's
in-
fine.
You're very
feel
lucky.
I feel very much alive now.
The
Probably
trunk,
got a few broken
yeah,
ribs.
the trunk only destroyed his legs and his arms and his nose.
I can't feel my legs.
That trunk was quite heavy, but it was only a flesh wound.
No, Nam wakes up and is like, why? Why are we still here?
Stop
How
me,
many
man.
years has it been?
Feel my leg.
It's amazing what herbs can do, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It is amazing
alright.
what herbs can do.
Now
Yes.
that Tom, I just put the hand on Tom's shoulder and say, thank you, and I stand up
Always for a party member.
and walk over to Barker.
I follow.
Yeah, and Giant, I say, explain yourself.
What?
That's what you hear.
So does he not? Is he not?
No,
able
he
to
does,
speak
but-
languages. Oh, okay.
He said what?
I said what?
Your grand proficiency in diplomacy almost got my brother killed.
It almost got me killed. Don't know why he's Russian.
Even worse.
South Africa.
Don't know why he got me killed too.
You should probably not get hit by a branch.
You should probably not talk.
Yes.
You shouldn't talk.
I don't think I will agree to Tom anytime soon, but now I do find myself agreeing to them.
Hey, Felix, by the way, what he said was, hey, giants, you should attack us, basically. Does Felix speak giant? He doesn't, right?
I don't.
Yeah, it's alright. And I also tell Nam that, I mean, you all saw that Baka said something, then the giants attacked, but, you know,
Yeah.
I do translate what he said for you.
Why would you provoke the giants to attack us? I'm assuming that they weren't hostile before then?
Nope.
No.
They were just some nice giants, bit down on the luck.
They were looking for something to eat, and Baka told them to eat us.
They said, should we eat? And I said, yes.
And then you pointed at us, Baka.
I didn't point at anyone.
You said our name. Yeah, you did point. It's not like they know who we are.
You said they should eat Tom.
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Hold up. Clarification.
Yeah.
So, in the giant conversation and the discussion about food, Tom said we've got food. They said we should eat you.
Oh yeah.
No, I gave him rations, didn't I? No,
Yeah, but then they said we should eat you, and then Bak said yes.
Okay, well, it's the same thing.
Yeah,
No,
that's what happened.
must have been the best translation.
They speak a different dialect. I was like, okay. Well.
There's not much that can be mistranslated with yes, Baka.
I thought I said no.
Now, Baka, you're almost as skilled a liar as you are a talker.
Wait, can I insight him? Does he actually believe that? It's a deception check?
I would like to insight that as well.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Tom, I have intelligence 8. I'm not very good with languages.
But it's your mother tongue.
Yeah, this is nonsense. You can't fucking say you said yes instead of no. That's not a believable lie. or reason for intelligence 8 either.
I will like crawl closer as well.
Somebody get me a wheelchair.
My legs are gone.
Me legs.
You can
I
ride
will
on my
get the cart
back.
and bring it over so that we can get Nam in it. And I will do that.
What do you think, Nam? You suffered the most from his actions?
Well,
You're 40. Come on. Don't play it up.
I like that Nike here says that in person to him. He says, come on, man, you're act your age.
What was the question?
I say, you suffered the most. What do you think should be done?
Let's kill him. No.
Okay.
Maybe he is just an idiot.
Maybe it's the Scourge's phone.
If he's that dumb, he can't be around us.
That is worth a consideration.
I mean, what if we end up speaking to a king or something, and the king's like, did you betray us? And he's like, yes! Oh, no, wait, I meant no! Oh, what a silly mistake to make! Those words are so similar in meaning! He pretends to be a bear, he's like growling a bit.
Grunt's a grunt, man. Sorry I mispronounced my grunt.
Now Kid picks up like an acorn or something that is around here, like a little tiny bauble thing, right? And says, alright, Baka, this here is your talking bauble. You're only allowed to talk with strangers that are dangerous, like giants, if I give this to you, okay? You're not our negotiator. If there's smash time, you can go anytime you want. I'm sure where we're headed, there's plenty of fights to be had. But this was not a fight we wanted to pick. This was very dangerous.
What did we gain from this fight, Baka? Nothing. Nam almost died.
What did we loot?
They're two emancipated giants.
Yeah, they have absolutely jack all on them.
You can't
Unless
eat
you
go-
look- unless you
being
look-
unhealthy does not mean you don't have gold.
Look at what they're wearing!
They can't afford medication, Alex, unless you were looking for a giant cock.
If they,
Baka, they don't have underwear. What do you think?
if they had gold, they'd be in the market buying food!
Alright, can I at least roll what would that be, like Arcana check to see if giant something is used as a spell component or something that we can harvest?
Sure. Go on. Herbalism. Use the roll. Fine. What's your modifier?
What is a herbalism check? Is that
Wisdom.
nature? So that would be +1. So
It's
20.
Well, actually, you can. If you're using your herbalism kit, you can use whatever you want.
Is it? Would it be herbalism? Because I'm proficient in that.
Well, you're trying to work out if they can be used as a reagent for, beneficial properties, which would be, alchemy
Yeah.
use natural products.
So 23.
Not particularly, not hill giants anyway. They're fairly bestial in nature, not really not one of the more intelligent races, giant. But like most giants, their toes can be used as ingredients, in particular for the brewing of health potions.
That is something to consider. Let's cut off the toes.
A
We
part
can
of
use
them
them
can
to-
be used for marital aid potions as well.
Yes. Listen, Tom, why did you cut off their ears? Maybe they were famous around here.
Doesn't
and
feel
maybe-
right to defy some giants, but yeah, they're dead, so.
So, Tom, you would know that for hill giants, even hill giants to be this close to civilization, they must have been desperate.
Yeah,
just
desperate.
like that.
Tom's feeling real sad.
Desperate giants did bad things.
So you did do it on purpose then? What make up your story, Baka? Oh, I've had enough with you.
Has Felix returned?
I don't know, has he?
Yeah, I went to get the carts so that we could load Nam up into it. And
Felix
if I'm
rolls
back,
up.
that would be great.
Yeah, you just roll up at this point. Cat.
And we
I'll
were
help-
being very quiet,
I'll
so.
help Nam into the back of the cart. And then after that, I'll go up to Tom. Tom, we're awfully close to the city. Do you think that these giants are supposed to be here?
No, Baka, no, Felix. These giants, they were pushed right to the edge, you know? They were down on the luck. You saw what they were arguing over, a bunch of grain. Giants don't like grain. Felix, it's not their go-to diet. They like sheep, they like cows, they like meat. Grain, this is a low day for a giant. And honestly, the only good thing about today is that we put them out their misery, you know? That's the only good thing that's happened. But it's not a nice time. Well, what we basically did was we walked up in the street and killed some beggars. That's what we did here. Very strong and powerful beggars nonetheless, but, just innocent creatures.
Yes.
I see as I'm sawing the ear off the giant.
Well, now Kira's cut off their toes.
If something was strong enough to push these giants out of wherever they came from, should we try to backtrack their trail and figure out what that was? Could have been a dragon.
Could it be, yeah? A dragon or more giants? That's usually the only thing they can do, a giant, is giants or dragons. Let's see.
Do you remember the owlbear?
Yeah, the owlbear would have got destroyed by these. Even in this
Yes,
state.
but the owlbear also was pushed out of its territory, malnourished, and in bad shape. What if there's other sentient creatures around here, like the wolves we met?
Do you think the orcs are bringing them down with them, or you think this is unrelated?
Maybe this is some other person. Maybe this is where Alexei went. Maybe he didn't just do it to one kind of creature. Maybe he did it to something bigger, bears. Who knows what that could push out these giants.
I mean, there's got to be something tough. I'm not sure you
Can
can.
we find a trail? This could all be very academic if we can't.
Well, the giants, it's not too hard to find a trail. I'll have a wee look. I look for a trail.
Just look for massive.
Yeah.
Roll your.
Survival.
Is that your survival roll?
Yeah.
Is that what you've just rolled now?
That's what I've just rolled now. Oh, we could. Yeah.
I was going to say roll it with advantage, but yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Next time we do that, make sure to get me bardic inspiration first. I feel like just in case.
Yeah, as you say, with your experience with giants and the fact that they are giants, it's not hard at all to track them. You see the tracks, they kind of meander in and out of the fields. So they lead towards the fields, and you see them cross back to this location. And there's a lot of tracks from the giants crisscross in this general area.
Looks like they were collecting grain.
And you
Maybe
do
they
eventually
were
find
farmers.
a track that leads north.
Yeah.
This would have been north to south towards this location.
This is their origin. Felix, over here! I waved to Namzao.
Head over
Or
to-
Namzao. Okay, you see, like you said, or like Naokia said, came down from the north. Not really a surprise, really. Not many giants down south, but yeah, something's pushing them out, and I look mysteriously north as the episode ends.
No, exactly. I'm going to say.
Oh, okay. So
I'll be entirely honest. The prep work that I did, straight out the window. So
I'm sure there was so much in that fort.
So yeah, I would prefer to end now because I mean I'd need to leave soon anyway, and I don't really have much more to give you tonight.
That's fine.
That's fine.
I'll just tell me how many toes I managed to recover.
I mean they've got 3 big toes each on each foot.
So 12.
12 toes down.
I'll put them down, and with my medical knowledge, I'll try to bleed them out first, and then put them in a pouch.
So you don't get a mess.
Yes.
I throw the ears on the ear pile and then curse myself at noticing I didn't collect the orcs from the ritual. Oops. Slipped my mind.
How much would you say a giant's toe weighs?
How far away are we from the ritual spot?
Less than a day. It took us like 2 hours to get here.
Yeah, you were good, probably, I don't know, 3-4 kilometers maybe.
Okay, so not that far. What did we do with the bodies?
The giant bodies?
We
Just leave them.
Ritual bodies.
we looted them and
Yeah.
otherwise
And,
we forgot. It's because we did looting out of session. Usually I cut their leaders when really.
Yeah, the sergeant
He
burned
burned
them.
him. He burned all
Oh,
of them.
that's right. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah, I forgot that.
damn it.
Yeah, you wanted to raise some shit, right?
No.
I mean, you can do that with the giants. They're just gonna
I can
have
also
poor
do that.
balance.
I can also do that with the burnt bodies.
Okay.
Just change what they become.
But think about it, right? A giant.
It has to be small or medium humanoid though.
Well,
I
You
can raise a
necromancer
giant's
now?
toe.
Plug champ.
It's all time magic. It's turning back time.
Here's
Ah.
necromancy.
Back turn back time.
I just imagine you like in court saying, "I just rewind time, damn it!" No, look,
No, it's called borrowed time.
borrow time. I just like, okay. So do you remember what happened, Mr. Zombie? And the zombie's like, brains. It's very similar to this necromantic corpse I've got here. Hey, and
Listen,
you-
I don't want to take any offensive spells, so I have to deal with the rest of them.
no, it's cool. I don't think any of us will mind.
by the way, Johan, we talked a bit on the way to Urchin about what we would want to do, and I just told the rest of the party that we are looking for somebody, just so you know. but
Okay.
not too much information.
Yeah, that he
Yes.
said he stole
You-
something valuable from you.
Yeah.
And then I said, is that a metaphor?
Yes.
And then
Yeah.
I said maybe.
So, just to clarify, what is it you guys have agreed to do?
Go
for
into Urchin,
Danzig.
get some cash money for ears, get some more cash money for, like, relaying messages that we found and intercepted, and basically try to squeeze the place for as much money as we can. And if there's not any cool opportunities for, like, grand quests or something, we are gonna head up to the spine again.
Yeah, go north.
Sure. Yeah, so that's basically what the party's now agreed.
Oh yeah, and track the giant trail
Yeah,
as well,
I
of
think
course.
tracking, yeah. Because, I mean, that's 12 toes, but maybe we can find even more toes. And that equals a lot of... Oh yeah, I'm gonna try to find, like, an alchemist. Maybe I can sell them and make potions, because I'm not an alchemist.
See, the problem with giants is they do share the exact same ecological niche as dragons, you know? They both eat sheep and livestock.
So
a real
basically they
problem.
are dragons.
Yeah.
So you must hunt. We can be a dragon hunter duo, right? One does it for pleasure. The other one does it for toes.
So yeah, sorry about the session. Wasn't great.
I liked it.
Yeah, good.
I liked it. I came back, then I got smacked with a club, and then
That was certainly unlucky
My
that you
face
decided to
and-
run that way.
Yeah, Dissonant Whispers was unfortunate.
Yeah, I did not see Nam over there. I was trying to get him over there so that he would attack Baka next. But if I can just say one thing, since we have a reduced playtime and we're always trying to crunch that, you might think about. I always think it's going to be a good idea to do travel and like night watches and stuff like that, but invariably it just takes time and it's not that exciting for anybody. And so unless I have something specific that I want to happen during a night watch, then I won't be like, are you doing watches or anything like that? If there's something that you want to do, then you'd be like, you guys are doing watches, who's doing a watch at this time? And then have them make a roll and then proceed from there. Travel, obviously we met the sergeant of the wolf people, Order of the Wolf, and so that was an important meet, I'm assuming. But don't be afraid to just skip ahead. Be like,
Yeah.
you
Summarize
talked-
it.
You were heading towards, she escorted you to the fort. You're now at the fort a few hours later. It's early in the morning. She and her troop are getting ready to head back east. And what do you want to do? Pick it up from there. Try to cut down on the interludes, especially since, like I said, we're usually crunching time as much as we can. That way we can focus on the things that everybody's more interested in. Yeah, would it be nice to do it all real time? Yeah, that'd be cool to me personally, but we don't have that kind of time.
Sure. Yeah, I agree. The only reason I did that as it was, I just wanted to introduce a bit of exposition to give you some idea of what was happening.
No, don't. This isn't really a complaint about today because what happened today all seemed fairly relevant except for some minor things. But like last session, we spent a lot of time traveling, but nothing was really happening until we got to the shaman part.
Mm.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
1 week delayed feedback. Yeah,
But it's a minor gripe.
Summarize.
Don't think that this is me downing on the game. I'm having a blast. I look forward to it every week. I just thought it was something I could mention, and take it or don't take it. That's fine.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm still ultimately quite new to this, so always learning.
Yeah, every GM is always learning. It really never stops.
It never stops.
But I did want to quickly clarify. Backer, did you mean to say yes to the meeting? Yeah,
No,
out of character, or was that just a mistake on your part?
it was. I was saying yes, delayed from when they said we. It was what the statement they said before. We should eat, or we are eating, or something along those lines. And I was meaning to say yes to that, but I ended up saying yes to meeting Tom. And I'm not going to backtrack something I've said.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I fucking love it. I just thought you were trolling us so hard.
Me saying that I mistranslated was me trying to make up for the fact that I'd said something
It was
that I
mistimed.
didn't, that was mistimed and I didn't actually mean. That was my character explaining it to you.
But yeah, I think if it had been any form of intelligent creature, it wouldn't have immediately erupted into that. But
Well, yes, I'd like to think so. The fact that it's a giant, it kind of escalated quickly, but it wasn't meant as a let's eat Tom. It was. I can't remember what they said. It was like we're deciding, or we. I don't know what it was, but it was. But yeah, I was meaning to say yes to their previous statement, and then as I was saying yes, you were finishing your next statement, and all of a sudden, the giants were attacking us.
a series of unfortunate events.
Yes.
I honestly thought it was over when Tom got hit for the first time. So like, alright, this is it.
I think their HP
Johan-
was reduced because they're
Johan
emancipated.
and I
That's
were
my
whispering
guess.
about running away.
Yeah. I mean, I was doing a
I
very
was
good.
surprised how quickly they did.
Regarding that, I want to try and slow the level down a bit at the moment. So I'm on what, the 8th session now? Is it 8th?
That's fine. I was just curious.
Yeah.
Because
yeah, I
that
think-
wouldn't be enough XP on the normal system anyway. So
Yeah.
So
I mean,
it seems like a lot just because of how easily you gave us the previous ones.
well, that was it. I wanted to get you to this point of levels where this is kind of like a point where the classes can begin to shine.
Mm-hmm.
I really like my change, by the way. Speed area guys are so fun.
Yeah.
It feels like a lot more. I've got a lot
Yeah,
more
well, I've
ability
learned-
than using bonus actions repeatedly.
Don't throw low wisdom creatures at you.
Not at me, because that's like all my spells.
I'm
not
never
me
gonna
as well.
successfully use my fairy fire.
You could have,
No,
that's
some
right. That
creatures
could have been the
can-
go.
Oh wait,
We
it's
have
dexterity
something
saving.
so hard.
Never mind.
High wisdom CR 15.
A dragon, just like Tom's always wanted.
Right, on that note, I'm going to head.
Cool.
Alright,
All right.
thank you very much.
Catch you later.
See you later.
I am also going to head.
Yeah, so
Have a good night, gentlemen.
You too.
Catch you later.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.